above sea level, so welcome to the club. I do know the story how it got filled with water. The answer is rain and snow melt. Yeah. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about the beginnings of Lake in a little bit. Here on Lake Arrowhead. Now you see this park over here on top of the peninsula? Anyone want to guess what we call that park on top of the peninsula? Peninsula Park. You're right. Very good. Oh, look. All right, let's see if this works. Out there on the dock, I have some animatronics. They're connected to this button. Watch. When I push the button, we should see their arms go up. One of them. I gotta oil the two on the left. Yep, just like this one. Now you see that house right above the park there? That house, last year, it sold for $5.3 million. And you can see how the backside of the house is all glass. Well, take a look at their view. They have a $4 million view. Now some of you may be wondering, gee, Captain Craig, what about the other $1 million? So those work better. The other $1 million is in their driveway. Their driveway is heated.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it can be activated by remote control. So if it starts snowing, they're driving up Highway 18, they just whip out their phone, call their driveway, turn it on, they don't have to shovel.
That's amazing.
Me, I still do it the old-fashioned way. I tell all the neighborhood kids we're going to build a snowman. But no mooses. What? Owls, yes, we have owls. We also have, let's see, well, let's start small, work our way up, we'll get to that. We have skunks and possums, coyotes, bobcats, mountain lions, mule deer, and black bears. Even though most of them are kind of reddish brown in color, they're still called black bears. Here we got someone that's just a beginner. That beginner stance, I'm just saying.
That's funny. Whoa. Yeah, that's the end of that one.
Gee, let go. Very good. Yeah, all those animals that I mentioned, there's lots of them. Yeah, oh yeah. How about we close the door? Now we also have some migratory birds that come through here. Every year we get 3 or 4 bald eagles spend the winter here. Yeah, they show up around October and leave around March. This here is North Bay. It's the calmest bay on the lake. Quite often where you see people first learn how to wakeboard or water ski, or just being dragged behind the boat like me. Say, does anyone here like donuts? Yeah, me too. We all helped pay for that brown house right there. That's the Winchell house. Yeah, you kind of expect sprinkles on the roof, right? A little frosting. Fighting World War II.
She stays there.
The United States government was so pleased with this guy that gave him this entire peninsula. And he used it as a cattle ranch. Later on, his heirs subdivided it, sold it off in little pieces, and they made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now it's a very exclusive gated community called Point Hamilton. Guy. Yeah. You've all heard that the grass is greener on the other side. This is the other side.
That's so funny. God, that was all one property. That's crazy.
That's yours.
That's amazing.
Over here we have the Hamilton Beach, a private beach for the homeowners at Point Hamilton. Right behind that Hamilton Beach, right over there, lived a very flamboyant piano player named Liberace. Yeah, Liberace, he had 2 boats. Do we have any musicians here? Yeah, he called his boats Bass Clef and Treble Clef. He called And he kept bass clef in Marina Del Rey. Treble clef he brought up here every summer. And it was really easy to tell his boat because it had piano keys painted all around the top edge of the boat. They built movies like Lassie Come Home. That's where you go. Also Heidi with Shirley Temple. North to Alaska with John Wayne. The Great Race with Tony Curtis and Natalie Wood. The Parent Trap with Haley Mills. Now the Parent Trap 2, the one with Lindsay Lohan, that was filmed about 5 miles that way in Camp Sealy near Lake Gregory. More recently, there was another movie filmed up here, the movie Next with Nicolas Cage. Now that movie was filmed, a lot of it was filmed on Highway 18 at the Cliffhanger restaurant. You'll probably pass that on the way in. There's a big fence around it. It's closed.
Yeah, that's when it was closed.
That's called the Cliffhanger. Now, it's been closed for about 11 years, but it's got an interesting story. The old owner, his name was Dino, right? Nice Italian name. Well, according to our local newspaper, the Mountain News, Dino committed suicide. He shot himself 11 times.
4 times.
In the back.
You're right.
I don't know how I did that. White sunglasses. Standing out there looking all cool, right? And the boat finally goes by, and the name on the boat is Bow Movement. Okay, my very favorite boat name so far, though, The Office. I'm guessing so that when the little woman calls, says, "Where are you at, honey?" "Oh, yeah, I'm at the office." Every Saturday and Sunday, there are sailboat or regatta races here. This red, white, blue buoy here, that's the finish line for the sailboat races. And it's right here in front of the Commodore's house. The Commodore of the Yacht Club. Well, check it out. Do you see those 2 big birds here? No, they just disappeared. They'll be out again. Those are turkey vultures. And this house here belonged, it was built by a family that had a little hamburger stand. You may have heard of it. In-N-Out Burgers. Wow. And then for a while, Jennifer Love Hewitt lived there.
She got finished with the
She lived right there when we lived. Where did he say she lived right here?
You know, they make money and then what happens, they and then they end up
Those vultures have about a 5-foot wingspan.
happens a lot. Not for the like.
Does anyone here shop at Trader Joe's? I love Trader Joe's. Yeah, we don't have one up here. I have to go all the way down the mountain to Redlands to go to Trader Joe's. And I do. Because for some reason it makes sense to me to spend $10 in gas so I can buy $2 wine. I know, it's $2.49 now, yeah. See this house right here with the round room on the corner? That's Joe's house. I'm Trader Joe. Yeah, this one right here. It took a lot of time to build that house.
Wow.
I'm guessing I paid for the master bathroom. I love this gray one here on the point. Doesn't it look like Harry Potter's house? That house was built by Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney. A bunch of theme rooms. There's a Mickey Mouse room, the Goofy room. Yeah, he sold it. He sold it to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Brian Wilson, he bought that house for $3 million. He lived there for 3 years. Then he sold it for $6 million. You're on the right track. And the name on his boat was California Girls. Now a lot of people ask me, does Lake Arrowhead freeze over in the winter time? And the answer is yes, but not very often. The last time it completely froze over was 1947. Now we do get ice around the edges every year, and sometimes Blue Jay Bay down there freezes up because it's so shallow. Now interestingly enough, Big Bear Lake freezes up every year. Yeah, but you see Big Bear Lake is very shallow. Their average depth is 40 feet. Our average depth is well over 100 feet. So what happens here instead is the lake turns over. The water on top gets colder than the water down below. So the water down below rises, it's called upwelling. And the water on top sinks. And so right around the end of December, the whole lake sort of flips over. Now there's a light sitting on the end of the dock, leaning against your honey fishing. See this house on the point with those English rock chimneys? Those are actually imported English rock. Right? Well, I guess our local rocks just weren't good enough for this guy. Yeah, it's not really why we went out the house though. If you look between the chimneys in just a second, the car garage. And they're all Ferraris. Oh wait, there's more. At the end of the garage on the right-hand side is a turntable. Because I suppose it's too much trouble to back your Ferrari out of a 17-car garage. This house over here on the point, we call that the Longhouse, built by the Long Strut Store people. That house is 22,000 square feet, not including the 3,000 square foot maid's quarters behind it. Oh yeah. The master bedroom in this house is 2,000 square feet. Alright, now let me give you an idea how big that is. My house, I live in a 2-bedroom cabin. It's 750 square feet. You can almost fit 3 of my houses in your bedroom. Okay, what I want to know is, how do you fill up a bedroom that big? Right? Okay, so this morning some lady standing up on shoes. Clothes. I'm guessing matching purses. Like thanks, Nova. Over here is Blue Jay Bay, just to the right of that house with all the octagons. That was Dick Clark's place. Now, good buddy of mine, his name is Greg. He loves to fish. And he was back there fishing. He had just caught 2 of the biggest trout he had ever caught. We're talking over 30 inches. And Dick leans out over the balcony and says, "Hey, you catching anything down there?" So Greg holds up his stringer. He's all excited, right? Dick gets all excited. He says, "Wow, those are the biggest trout I've ever seen. Hey, you gotta see this." Turns out it's Ed McMahon. Right? Well, Greg ends up giving him the fish. Because, well, he wants to see the house. They invite him in. They decide to have a barbecue. A little surf and turf. He said they're the nicest guys he's ever met. Doesn't go very fast. And I'm going to turn it down so we don't burn out the engines. Hey, Josephine!
He jumped the wake.
That's good. Anyone know the next line? We plunder and pillage and rifle and loot, drink up, be parties, yo ho. That's your name. Okay, Captain Daisy. Driving Miss Daisy right here. We're now passing the Lake Arrowhead Resort. They just went through a $5 million renovation. The room's gorgeous. Yeah. They filmed an episode of House there a couple years ago with Hugh Laurie. A little bit to the starboard. Anyhow, we're is there any no good? Yeah. Yeah, they have their very own beach, an outdoor pool, 2 outdoor jacuzzis. Let's give Captain Daisy a hand. Anyone else want to try? That blue and white building over there, that's the Yacht Club. They're the ones that sponsor the sailboat races. It's really neat to see about 50 sailboats coming out there all at the same time. Because they're sailboats, so they do have the right of way. To a point, this boat weighs 17 tons. It doesn't just stop. It does turn pretty good, though. His name is Mac. He's this big. He's 3 years old and he already water skis. Every year, they bring up a group of blind kids and teach the blind kids how to water ski. It's really something. The kids love it. The C9 dogs, I'm afraid, not so much.